Beside me is a man with quite an incredible record at the Breeders' Cup, Charlie Appleby. It's got better and better every year, Charlie. You've picked out a strong team once again. We're going to go through them if that's okay. But before that, you just watched all the Aidan O'Brien horses come past here. It is a lovely atmosphere, but what is it like for you as a competitor when you turn up, you see all the fellow competitors, obviously Aidan, the Americans, and the juices? Are they flowing?
For sure. Look, it's what we all look forward to this time of year. It's a championship meeting. You're getting all the best horses from Europe and around the world. They've all campaigned at the highest level, and here is sometimes the deciding factor on who is the best at the end of the year. So, yeah, of course, it's great. Aidan's got a great team there, and I've seen a few of the Americans. Obviously, it's been quite nice. Don't want to say I'm one of the home team here, but we've got our team here that we've been campaigning throughout the summer, so I don't feel quite so alien on these shores anymore.
You're certainly with all the horses that you've campaigned here through the summer season, and part of the scene here in America. But let's go through the horses, starting with the juvenile turf, and you've got Amori City and Al Qudra. What are their respective merits? Obviously, Amori City's got an awkward draw.
Yeah, unfortunately for William, it was one of those conversations we had before we made the declarations. They're hard to split on what they've achieved in their racing careers and as individuals and the way they've been training of late. It really was, and I said, well, you can guarantee whatever you do pick, the draw's going to beat you. And unfortunately, that's what's happened. So we'll start with Amori City. Obviously won the vintage. Then went on, I felt, ran a creditable race there on slower ground there in the national stakes. For me, he would have been one of what I would call sort of a tailor-made sort of Breeders' Cup juvenile horse. Just the stature of him. He's neat. He's likes quick ground. He's sharp. He ticks a lot of boxes, as I feel, and like I said, the sort of his race record to date, I feel he fits in very well. But the draw was obviously going to be the hardest part.
How unlucky was Al Qudra in Canada?
I don't think we're unlucky. At the end of the day, look, we've beaten by a nice horse there. Obviously, Al Qudra beat him at Ascot, and then but he subsequently came out and then won at Salisbury afterwards. New Century there, and a horse like Al Qudra, I felt that was his first start, as well as the winners round there, and you can't beat having your first start. And we're drawn differently this time round, so obviously Al Qudra's down in 4 there, I think it is, and Andrew's horse is there out in, I think, 11. So we're obviously happy with our draw, and he's trained well since his run.
Let's move on and talk about the Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint. And you've got Star of Mystery, who's been a wonderful filly all year long. If she's at her best and she gets the breaks, what are the chances? Yeah,
like I say, she's got to have the breaks. And, it's all very well. We could all, and I do tend to say, you need a draw, But once you get the draw, you need to better break from the draw as well, which is the next challenge that we leave to the jocks. But she's put up 2 good performances here. I felt, when she ran first up at Saratoga in the Grade 1 there against the Colts there. Bless her, you couldn't see her for most of the field there because she's small. But she pleased me the way she broke, and she travelled round there, gained valuable experience, came out, won very easily on her second start. Then it was rained off the third start there, so she shipped to Keeneland there, and obviously had a run there just sort of 3 weeks ago there, and I was pleased. Look, she was probably an unlucky loser at the end of the day, but it didn't worry me. She got a nice run into herself without being asked too many serious questions. So, she's got a draw, she's got experience, she'll be bang there.
And in the Breeders' Cup Turf, you've got a horse that must be very close to your heart in Rebels Romance, particularly the way he's come back this season. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't need to say anything about Rebels Romance. Everybody knows about him now. He's travelled all around the world, and he's always runs with his heart on his sleeve there. And he's travelled over great. I was delighted with the run there in Germany, and we had sort of given him a nice break there after Ascot, because that was a gruelling race there, and I felt he left there with credit. Although finishing third and being beaten, but when you've got Blue Stocking and Goliath in front of you, it's not too bad. And that run that day, they went hard, and he's the only one that sort of maintained that gallop. The winner in the second came off the pace, and Julie went and ran the way they did. So. We purposely gave him a break. Went to Germany, I would say, sort of 85% there, 90, and we knew that, and his race style showed that as well. The last sort of 100 yards there, he was half gearing down himself, but was just getting a bit tired as well. And Will said that day he got off him, he says he'll improve a ton for that. So and thankfully he's shown the right signs that hopefully that improvement has come, and he goes there in great shape. Just thinking about his achievements, and if he were to recapture the crown of winning the turf again, what would that mean to you for the horse?
Look, he was muted there the other day. I think someone wrote a piece there about some of the horses that Godolphin have had down through the years, and some great horses we all know. But he's built his own sort of fan club and his stature himself. And if he can go and do it again, it'll be a fantastic for the horse first and foremost, but the whole team. To have these horses for as long as he's a 6-year-old there now, and for them to stay around and do it on the top table like he does, that's some achievement.
The filly and mare turf, you've got 2 runners in there, Beautiful Love and Cinderella's Dream. Cinderella's Dream obviously produced one of the most extraordinary performances of the season at Meydan, when Will Buick lost his irons early on in the race. What about the trip for her?
No, Will didn't lose his irons. He popped his feet out the irons. He just thought he'd just give the others a bit of a chance there. But no, that was obviously it was one of those strange races to watch. But thankfully, got the job done. She then shipped over here. She won the Belmont Belmont Oaks there, breaking a track record that day. Came out and won with ease there at Saratoga Oaks there. We'd obviously intended to go to Woodbine. I just don't know whether the horses were quite 100% down there, to be honest. Post-race, it was a long ship for them all, and she just got a touch of colic there when she was there. So, needless to say, she didn't run. And she went back to Keeneland there and has trained well. We toyed with whether to run her in the Queen Elizabeth there, but I just felt that I didn't want her to have a hard race coming into a championship race like this. She's a filly we know runs well fresh, so her preparation's gone well. The team have been up there, and I've been having the video sent to her. Seen her just have a canter there this morning. She looks great and ready to go.
And Beautiful Love run a couple of times at Belmont at the Big A.
Yeah, I mean, Beautiful Love, she would have seen herself following Cinder's round in Dubai there and running creditably there. She's come over to America. She won the Grade 3 the Big A, as you say, and then again probably just you could mark it as being a bit unlucky on her second start there. But one thing she'll do, she'll see the trip out well. She's got experience over here, so she doesn't look out of place in her lineup and deserves to be there.
And then Notable Speech, who I think runs in one of the races of the whole meeting, up against Porta Fortuna, Ramatuelle, and some interesting Americans, the likes of Carl Spackler, etc. How do you see his chances in terms of how you want the race to pan out for him, where he is in the draw? How hard do you want him to go in this race?
It's one of those races. If they go hard, they're going to come back, and if they just do the whatever fractions they decide to do, and they want to turn it into a sprint, well, I think that sort of plays into his strength as well. So, he's one of those sort of comfortable horses, regardless of race, the pace of the race. You'd be happy. Will knows him well enough where he's going to be sat. If he's sat a bit further back and sat in mid-div there, well, you probably think they're going hard enough. And from that drawn 6 there, you're happy with that. I didn't want to be any wider with him, ideally, around here. Hopefully that will give Will all the options that he needs there. Like I say, if the pace is on, he can just drop there and ride a race. And if it's if it's a pace that he feels, well, we need to be sat on the heels of him, hopefully from that draw that will allow him to be able to do that. But hey, look, he's an exciting horse. Look, it's a probably highest profile horse, 3-year-old that we've ever brought over here. A 2,000 Guineas winner and a Sussex winner. So, but like I say, there's plenty of strength and depth in it this year. So it's be a great race to watch. I
think you said last week or so that how he travels is going to be key to his chances and how he settles in. What are the early signs?
I have to say, I've been delighted. Yeah, I mean, obviously we had that little sort of prep going to Longchamp was our first little test with him, and that was one thing that we walked away there pleased with, and 2 really. But first, we know he doesn't go on soft ground, but more importantly, like I say, on that trip itself, that he travelled well, and yeah, he's travelled very well and settled in well. And as soon as you put a saddle on his back, he's probably one of the most professional horses you'll see go around there. So no, all the signs are good so far.
We always reach for that last question with, who's your best chance? Who's the horse that you want to win the most of your team?
That's a hard one in respects to, you've got a Rebels Romance there, as you said. He's done so much for us. Of course you want it. Yeah, of course, exactly. You'd love to see him do it. But then you'll go back to, then you've got a Notable Speech there, a classic winner, and as I say, a Sussex winner there, that you want him to turn up and get the job done over here. And also, just from our own point of view, we've looking through the stats, I don't think anyone's won 4 on the bounce, so all these races. So we'll have a go at it, as they say.
Dubarwi, William Buick, Charlie Appleby. You know, it's all the signs are right for notable speech in the mile. Last thing, Charlie. Sorry to put you on the spot, but what do you think about City of Troy on the dirt?
Look,
Classic.
asking me about dirt races, probably not. I'm the wrong person to ask, but statistically, I don't do very well on it. But he's got the master looking after him. I just saw him walk past. Obviously, he looks great. Someone asked me, what do I think? I said, you're better off talking to the man who trains him. But I wish them all the best of luck, and it's going to be an intriguing race to watch. And full credit to Aidan and all the team there involved in bringing a horse like him over to have a cut at it.
As always, thank you so much for your time. Best of luck with your runners over the 2 days.
Brilliant. Thanks, Richie.
All right, mate. Thank you.